Hi everyone, I'm Laura from the blog Gilded Stork. Gilded Stork is a blog all about everything aesthetic DIY Cricut design. In today's video, we will be making these super cute paper pine cones, and you can use them to decorate your Christmas tree, or you can use them on the end of the Thankful banner that I will be giving you in this video also. I'll have all the materials and the SVG linked in the description of this video. Okay, let's get started. Let's begin with opening up our design space, and we're going to go to Canvas, upload image, browse, and then I'm going to select the banner to begin with so that I can show you how I've set it up. And then just select it from recent uploads and add to Canvas. So once it's uploaded, you'll see that I've set it up so that it fits perfectly on a 12 by 12 mat. I'm going to attach these so they don't move. If you don't have 12 by 12, you can just let Cricut do its thing and adjust it. But I had it set up that way so that I could easily cut it on my 12 by 12. Then you can go ahead and upload all the rest of the SVGs. Moving on to assembling, once you've cut out all the papers, you can see I have already made some of the pine cones. These ones have a rounded edge, and I've done them more like a smaller. And I've done that by just having one little seed bead in between each layer of cardstock. These ones, the edges are more pointy and they're longer, and I've done that by having 2 seed beads in between each. So let's get started with what you'll need. Having some jewelry pliers is good for working with the floral tape or floral wire. Then I've got all the cutouts, a needle for poking the holes. I've got my floral wire, and I've got seed beads. And I'm going to begin by just arranging these smallest to biggest. But first, I'm noticing I did not punch a hole in every single one. So I'm just doing that with the needle. And then I'm going to arrange them smallest to largest. I'm going to take my wire, and with my pliers, the rounded edge pliers, I'm just going to twist and make a little bit of a coil at the end. This will hold the pine cone in place. Then I'm going to take some flat-edged wire pliers and bend it. Okay, now I can start sliding the pine cone elements onto the wire, smallest to largest. And this one is a pointed edge, so I'm going to put either 2 seed beads or 1 larger bead in between. And just continuing with all the smallest ones and then moving up to the large ones. And as I go, I'm kind of bending them down. To create that pine cone shape. And I'm just going to speed through this. It does take some time, but it is a fun craft to do. It's one of those ones you can do while watching TV or listening to a podcast. And continuing to bend it downwards. And then moving on to the very last one. And bending. You may choose to leave one small one out and put that at the top. I did do that for some of them. But this one I just kept it smallest to largest the whole way. Really trying to just bend it into shape. And then I'm going to take those rounded edge pliers again and make a little coil at the top. This will allow me to tie a string onto it or thread a ribbon. Once I'm done the coil about 3 times, I just snipped off the excess and I'm just going to tighten this coil up with the flat pliers. Next, I'm going to create my thankful banner. So I've already put a bunch of these with the vinyl letters onto the little flags or banner pieces. And then I'm going to do it with the L. Oftentimes working with vinyl, it's good to use like a transfer material. But for these, because they're so small and just individual pieces, I'm just eyeballing it with my placement. So it takes me a bit of time to line it up to make sure it's straight, but that's okay. And there we have all the pieces for the banner done. I'm going to grab some thread or a blue ribbon, and I'm going to, it'll be easy to use my needle here, and then I'm going to thread these. And I decided to have most of the ribbon go behind. So just continue along until you have all of the pieces threaded. Okay, so here we are, and then I'm going to tie the pine cones to the end. Now you could also use these pine cones on your Christmas tree and just use a single ribbon for those, but I'm going to cluster them together and tie them on the end. And again, my needle comes in handy with this. So then just thread it through the coil. Probably a smaller needle would be a little bit more effective, but that's okay. And then I'm going to do my second smaller pine cone and just tie these. So I'm just going to speed through tying these pine cones on to this one end and then to the other end. And this one I'm going to do a cluster of 3 pine cones and then just tie it securely. And there you have your completed thankful banner. Let me know what you thought of this craft in the comments below. And if you make this craft, I'd love to see any pictures. You can send them to me and you can find the contact for me on my blog.